How many times do we have to see this monster cross the line before someone finally says enough is enough? Brock Lesnar has just done the unthinkable again. This time, his target wasn't Michael Cole, wasn't some rookie wrestler trying to make a name for himself, wasn't even management. No. This time, Brock Lesnar chose to brutalize one of the most beloved figures in wrestling history, John Cena. And let me be crystal clear here, this wasn't some scheduled match, this wasn't part of a pay-per-view card, this wasn't business. This was personal. Picture the scene. John Cena, the man who carried WWE on his back for over a decade, the man who's become a household name, a role model, a legend, returns to the ring for what fans believed was a special moment. Cena wasn't there to fight, he wasn't there to steal the spotlight. He was there to inspire. He was there to thank the WWE Universe, to give that one more never give up message to the kids in the crowd who still wear his bright colors and chant his name. And then, out of nowhere, Brock Lesnar strikes. The beast doesn't walk. He storms. No music, no warning, just a freight train of fury. Before Cena even has time to react, Brock's massive arms are around him. A German suplex. Another. Cena's body crashes against the mat like a ragdoll as fans scream in horror. The referee rushes and tossed aside like trash. Security floods the ring, one F5 after another. And when it's all over, John Cena, the man who taught us all about hustle, loyalty, and respect, is left broken in the center of the ring. The crowd was stunned silent. Children cried. Grown men cursed. The cameras caught faces in the crowd that looked like they'd just witnessed a car crash. And in many ways, they had. This wasn't Brock proving dominance. This wasn't Brock sending a message to a rival. This was Brock Lesnar reminding the world of one horrifying truth: I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, and no one can stop me. And here's where the anger boils over. Because this isn't the first time. Oh no. The list of Brock's victims is long, and Cena has been on it before. SummerSlam 2014. Do you remember? Of course you do. That night, Brock Lesnar humiliated John Cena in one of the most lopsided main events in WWE history. 16 suplexes. One-sided destruction. Cena didn't just lose, he was erased. And now, years later, Brock Lesnar has reopened that wound. But this time, it's worse. Because it wasn't about titles. It wasn't about championships. It wasn't about who's the guy. This was an ambush. A cowardly, vicious, unnecessary assault. So the question is, why? Why John Cena? Why now? Some say Brock Lesnar is bitter. Bitter that Cena, despite his losses, still gets respect, still gets Hollywood deals, still gets the cheers. Bitter that Cena became a global icon while Brock, for all his dominance, remains an outsider, feared, yes, but never truly loved. Others say this is Brock sending a message not just to Cena, but to WWE itself. A declaration of war. A reminder that even when he's fired, suspended, fined, or written off, he will always come back. Stronger, meaner, more dangerous. And then there are those who believe Brock Lesnar simply snapped. No plan, no motive, just raw, unfiltered rage. And John Cena happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But no matter the reason, the damage is done. Cena was stretchered out of the arena. Reports claim he suffered severe bruising, possible cracked ribs, and a concussion. WWE medical staff have refused to give an exact timeline, but whispers backstage say Cena might not be cleared for months. Months. Think about that. One attack. One night. And the career of one of WWE's greatest icons could be derailed, again. And where was Triple H in all this? Where was management? That's the part that makes fans furious. Triple H was caught off guard. Security wasn't prepared. Brock's ambush was so sudden, so violent, that by the time management scrambled into action, Cena was already broken. And now, Triple H is in the hot seat. Fans are demanding answers. Superstars are demanding protection. And the entire WWE universe is demanding justice. Because if Brock Lesnar can attack John Cena like this, John Cena, the franchise player, the living legend, then who's safe? Michael Cole wasn't safe. John Cena isn't safe. Which means nobody is. And here's the part that should make every fan's blood boil: Brock Lesnar doesn't care. He's not apologizing. He's not explaining. He's not even pretending this was about competition. No. He left the ring with that same cold smirk, the same lifeless eyes, the same aura of destruction that has defined his career. To him, this wasn't a crime. This was just another day at the office. And the worst part? Deep down, fans know he's right. Because this is what Brock Lesnar does. He destroys. He humiliates. He leaves wreckage behind. And time again, WWE lets it slide. Brock Lesnar stood in the middle of the ring, breathing heavy, sweat dripping down his back, but the look in his eyes told the whole story. He wasn't finished. He wasn't satisfied. John Cena had already taken the kind of punishment that would sideline any normal superstar for months, maybe even end careers entirely, but Brock wasn't ready to walk away. He wasn't ready to leave the fans with closure. Instead, he wanted blood, chaos, and destruction, and that's exactly what he gave them. Cena tried to pull himself up using the ropes, his body barely responding, but Brock smirked that sinister grin that fans have come to despise. The kind of grin that says, "I own this place. I own you." Then out of nowhere Brock rolled out of the ring, yanked the steel steps apart, and dragged the bottom half into the ring. The crowd erupted in a mix of boos and horrified screams. Everyone in that arena knew what was coming next, but nobody wanted to believe it. Cena, groggy and broken, was the perfect prey. And then it happened. Brock scooped Cena up like a rag doll, his brute strength on full display. He hoisted him high onto his shoulders, Cena limp, unable to fight back, and with a deafening roar, Brock drove Cena down with an F5 right onto the steel steps. The sickening thud echoed through the arena. The crowd gasped. Some covered their mouths. Others shouted in rage. Parents shielded their kids' eyes. John Cena wasn't moving. Medical personnel rushed down, referees flooded the ring, and yet Brock stood tall, pacing back and forth like a lion that had just mauled its prey. The officials begged him to leave, pleaded for him to stop, but Brock shoved them away like they were nothing. The Beast wasn't just making a statement, he was sending a message to the entire WWE roster, and maybe even Triple H himself: no one is safe. Not John Cena. Not anyone. And here's the part that will enrage fans the most: Brock wasn't done humiliating Cena. He dragged him by the wrist, forcing his lifeless body into the center of the ring, and placed one boot right on his chest. The image was chilling. Brock Lesnar, standing tall, raising his arms in victory, while Cena lay broken beneath him. It was less of a match and more of a public execution. The crowd booed louder than ever before. Chants of "Fire Brock! Fire Brock!" filled the arena. Security had to storm the ring, and even then, Brock swung fists, throwing guards around like toys. It took nearly a dozen men to finally drag him back, and even as they forced him up the ramp, Brock laughed. He laughed. And that laugh might have been the most disturbing part of all. Now, fans are left with one burning question: how much longer is Triple H going to tolerate this? After everything Brock Lesnar has done, from assaulting Michael Cole, terrorizing referees, brutalizing superstars backstage, and now nearly ending John Cena's career, where does it stop? The WWE Universe is demanding answers. They want action. And more importantly, they want justice. Some fans argue that Cena knew what he was signing up for, that when you step in the ring with Brock Lesnar, you're essentially walking into a war zone. But others? Others believe this has gone way beyond wrestling. This isn't competition. This isn't about wins and losses. This is about survival, and Cena almost didn't survive tonight. Social media has exploded. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere you look, fans are posting clips of the attack, outraged captions, petitions calling for Brock Lesnar's suspension, or even his permanent firing. Hashtags like #SuspendBrock, #Justice for Cena, and #BanTheBeast are trending worldwide. And honestly, can you blame them? Cena has been the backbone of WWE for over a decade. He's carried this company through its darkest times, fought through injuries, been the face of the brand, and the role model for millions. And now he's lying in a hospital bed because Brock Lesnar decided he wanted to make another statement. Reports backstage say Cena was rushed immediately for medical evaluation. The word career-threatening injury has already been thrown around, though nothing has been confirmed. But just the thought that Cena might never step foot in a WWE ring again because of Brock? That alone is enough to make fans furious. And you know what makes this worse? Brock Lesnar doesn't care. He doesn't care about the fans. He doesn't care about Cena. He doesn't care about WWE. All he cares about is destruction, domination, and proving that he's untouchable. And unless Triple H does something drastic, Brock Lesnar is only going to keep getting worse. Let's not forget, this isn't the first time. We've seen Brock do this before. We've seen him destroy legends, end careers, and laugh in the face of punishment. Remember Randy Orton at SummerSlam? The elbows to the head, the blood pouring everywhere? Or the time he nearly ended The Undertaker's streak with ruthless chair shots post-match? This is Brock Lesnar's pattern. And tonight, John Cena was the latest victim. But this might also be the breaking point. Because when you attack Cena, you're not just attacking one man. You're attacking the heart and soul of WWE. You're attacking millions of fans who grew up with "never give up" as their motto. You're spitting on everything Cena has built, every sacrifice he's made, every night he's put his body on the line. And Brock Lesnar did it with zero remorse. The outrage is real. The fans are livid. And if Triple H doesn't act soon, WWE could be looking at a full-blown rebellion from the WWE Universe. So here's the million-dollar question: what happens now? Does Triple H finally step up and lay down the law? Does he suspend Brock Lesnar? Fine him? Fire him once and for all? Or does he, like so many times before, allow Brock to walk away without consequences because of the box office draw he brings?